Hello everybody and welcome to my new channel. Here I plan on discussing with you guys the scientific basis behind a lot of vaccination discussion, as well as laying down the groundwork for new discussions to be had. So just to give a little background about who I am, I'm currently a student studying medicine with a major in biology and a minor in chemistry. I've had instances in my direct family where a child was vaccinated followed directly by a series of symptoms unfolding, and these would range anywhere from the child being socially inept to having gastrointestinal issues, what could be identified as brain inflammation, and the list just goes on and on. So let's start the point of this video. Today we're going to discuss something I've been researching very closely lately that could, in my opinion, be linked to vaccination. The basis for this begins with something called Le Chatelier's principle. The principle tells us that a reaction at equilibrium will proceed in a certain direction to maintain its equilibrium. For example, if we were to take the reaction of sodium chloride into its ions, sodium and chlorine, then we were to add more chlorine to the reaction, it would shift to the left to make more sodium chloride. This would also take place if we decrease the volume of the container as well as increasing the pressure of the container. Now that we know how reactions take place at equilibrium, we can look at something called the common ion effect. The common ion effect is much harder to explain than to simply show, so let's jump right into an example. When screening is done on a patient's digestive tract, often a compound called barium sulfate is given to the patient and it's ingested. And here's the thing, barium is very toxic to humans. However, barium sulfate is insoluble in water and even less soluble in the human body. And here's why. If we write out the chemical equation, keeping in mind with the Le Chatelier's principle we discussed previously, barium sulfate goes into barium and sulfate. Here's where the common ion effect comes into play. When barium sulfate is ingested and enters the body, it comes into contact with the large amounts of sulfate that are already in the body. So like I said before, if we add to something on the right side of the equation, the reaction shifts to the left side to make more of what's on the left and balance the equation out. With this said, barium sulfate remains almost entirely intact as the body prevents it from breaking down into its products. Thus, the toxic barium is prevented from dissociating enough to do any damage to the person ingesting it, and the process remains relatively safe. So how does this relate to vaccination? Well, to keep the examples simple, aluminum potassium sulfate has been used in vaccinations for a long time. The sulfate prevents the other two from dissociating, and all is well and good. However, there are many ingredients in vaccines that are either overlooked or brushed off completely. This could be because they are believed to be naturally safe, or because scientists have brushed them off as a common ion effect reaction that couldn't do any harm. For our examples, we used sulfate, which is very plentiful in the body, but there are other elements and compounds naturally in the body, like magnesium, for example. Magnesium is less plentiful than sulfur. Could it be that some heavily toxic compounds could be put into the body with something like magnesium, with the theory that it won't dissociate when it actually is dissociating more than we are led to believe? Magnesium is just an example here, and there's a good amount of that in the body actually, but there could be any number of different things that are used rather than magnesium that are actually less common in the body. I tried to keep this video as short and simply put as possible, and my goal is really to provoke thought. I hope to uncover scientific processes that might be overlooked or just not well known in the vaccination community. I'm not a certified scientist and I can't publish data. All I can do is give information to you guys and hope that together we can help unveil new discoveries in the world of vaccination. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed, I encourage you to leave a like on this video and subscribe for more videos like this one, as well as share the video with your friends on social media, etc. I welcome any and all feedback in the comment section below, as well as any questions you might have. I'll do my best to answer them. Tell me what you think, and until next time.